Right, we are streaming. I think we are live on the internet. I can hear. I think what I hear is. How are we gonna fix this? Hello, world. Got some audio issues all of a sudden, so I think I hear the. Hey, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Does this fix? Oh, it does fix that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing my voice twice because I think it's picking up on that microphone in this microphone at the same time. But how can we do this? Nick, you need by the way, everyone, I'm joined here by Nick, who's sitting right over there off well, sort of this direction over here if it was mirrored on the screen that way.
The invisible librarian.
Nick is he's not he's present in voice, not in image, because we need another webcam. I think that's how that's gonna. Oh, and my light is very bright here. It's kind of like, let's get the wrong direction with that. Nope, a little bit better. I must apologize. We are getting back into the work spirit. No, I was on vacation last week. That's why there was no stream. But let's start off with a bang here. Next weekend. Yeah, it's next weekend, the 22nd. Is that right? Yes. Wow, time flies. Today's the 16th. And we do have this hackathon happening here in Mitchell Park in the Reboot Room where we're streaming right now. Melissa just gave us a preview of what tools they're using. This one. Oh, and we'll preview for later. We just got into the Sora video. Okay. So, okay, what do we got? I think if I've had the headphones on, I can still hear you, Nick, because it'll play through the
Did you fix the audio?
No, but I'm just going to deal with sounding. I sound like a robot to me because I'm hearing both microphones, but I know it's getting mixed out. Actually, maybe someone online can tell. Do we have any members of the audience who might be able to verify? You know what I didn't do either, Nick? I forgot to start recording.
I forgot to remind you.
And we're recording now.
Okay.
How is audio, everyone? How does the audio sound? Where was I? I was talking about, oh yes, what they'll be using in the workshop next week. Oh no, and I just moved this. Undo. There we go. Always remember to lock down your OBS scenes so you don't accidentally click away from them. We've seen ChatGPT. We have not. I'm less familiar with this one. This is the list of tools they're using in that hackathon that I just mentioned. Crayon. I have not heard of that one. Let's see what that is. Okay, here's an AI generator, image generator. This one. Oh, this is the list. Oh.
I was trying to test.
Thank you, Nick. That was, if anyone could hear, you're now in stream inception because we listened to the stream on the stream. Okay. So Crayon is a similar kind of. Oh, this looks interesting. The pricing is a little bit lower than. I mean, if we compare this to like a ChatGPT, this is $10 less per month for Pro account. Let's look at these other ones here. Adobe Express, if I'm not mistaken, we're using that for image generation, or sorry, editing. Let's see the other one. Kid Jenny, I've never heard of that one. Um, AI for kids. Oh, this is like hmm. All right. Well, let's read their FAQs. Let's see what it says. It is a creative space for kids to play with AI, creating art, generating doodles, masterpieces, generating stories. Okay, and then we got some billing questions. Oh, what are these things here? Create AI t-shirts. We've got some like templates going on. Huh. I'm noticing a theme here, which reminds me, I did finally save. Okay, I'm forgetting the name of this cat. It is up for adoption, or at least it was 3 weeks ago when we started playing with the Comfy UI image generator. Here's some samples of things. See the cat. This was a mess up image to image, and we're up in that. Here's another. I'll just leave that one alone. But then Nick, you got some progress with QR codes and doing this with Comfy UI. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's a few different samples. I just pulled these direct from our desktop, so I think these. Do you remember where these go? Where do these point to? Or these
We
all
can
work
test
too.
it. Yeah, they all work, so we can test. I can't remember exactly where.
Let me see if this will do. So the idea is that. Oh, that's funny. It actually, rather than pull up a QR code, it found similar abstract art that kind of looks like then maybe you probably can't see that. Let's see. I mean, we've got
I think
UI here, so.
you make it a little smaller.
Okay.
That was our issue. When it was too big, we couldn't actually get it to pull up.
And okay. Well, this is gonna take a second to load here.
I was trying to listen into the audio, and it sounds okay, but I feel like your voice sounds a little bit
Okay.
not as good as it usually does.
I think I need to maybe be closer to this microphone, which I feel. Okay, here's what would really help. We're gonna
Should I
take
go
the.
to the...
No, I'm just gonna take this whole thing and hope that we don't too much, and we're gonna bring it around here. There we go. I think they were doing podcast. Okay, thank you. Is that stable there? Stable diffusion, that is. Ha ha ha. Okay, this is better. There we go. Okay. Much better. There was an update here and Comfy UI. Okay. And let's get this cat. Look away. Look away. So this is the result of if you are doing an image to image sort of generation in Comfy UI, and then you use the same thing in the image as the prompt, it makes a cat made of other cats, mishmashed into a cat sort of, I don't know what to call that. Has anyone seen the movie or the anime Akira? I won't talk about that scene. Okay. Comfy UI has an update here. Install on next launch. We're gonna do this now. And maybe while it's installing, we can talk about the trials and tribulations of getting. Because, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong here. There's something with like the number of pixels in your QR code that affects it, which is also QR code depends on like the length of the URL or so. There was some like kind
There
of
was something about
surprises along the way here to get to images like that, and that's actually I think this what was a prompt like a children's story type thing. Or,
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that the shorter the URL, the better.
hmm. Oh, you know what? We can do the same thing with. It could be any. It doesn't have to be a QR code. It could be a barcode too. And have
Mm.
like. So once this is okay, once this is loaded, it'll make a little more sense so people can see how these are. Ah, here we go. Okay, so the very intimidating looking comfy UI, um, which is okay. Well, it makes a little sense once you start exploring this thing, but you're starting off with you're feeding it a QR code that you've generated on your own. The load image down here. And then what is it going through a bunch of steps? Some things that I don't understand because I haven't read any of these tutorials, but then you've got a prompt and a negative prompt. And what did we have here? Oh, I think this is the one that we actually looked at because it's like children's book cover, colorful, whimsical, fun, cute. Negative prompt here, wasn't much in there. Oh, there was something that you figured out. It was like 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah,
we're
it
really
was,
scratching our
it
heads. Removing something in the preset with like something with the image detailer, right? There were some, if I remember correctly, there were some nodes in here that were not working. That
Oh,
turns
that's
out you were
right.
able to just remove.
That's right.
So
Yeah. So I think that there was a node that helped with like generating faces and it wasn't working properly. So we tried removing it and just going on without it, and it works. It's maybe not the best. Perhaps we should do more testing and try to get the missing node to work, but
this is.
it's abstract.
I like it because it's whimsical.
It
Just
is.
like
It is.
it would look completely in place at the children's library somewhere. And then we could point to it and be like, "Did you know this is a QR code?" And they'll be like, "No, it is not." And then we'd say, "Yes, try it out." And then magic happens. They go to our website. I kind of want to try a new prompt, but if I do that, that is going to slow down our stream. So, okay, well, how about I actually go to the show notes that I wrote, or I should say, had AI help me write. They're somewhere over here. Here they are. So 2 weeks ago, I had that list of links. It wasn't working so well on stream. I don't like how bright this background is, but we're going to deal with that right now. There are some segments though. So what are we going to do right now? Right now is the news roundup. Then we're going to demo some other things. And then these next categories I did not make up. So deeper insight, cultural context. Thanks, ChatGPT, for that suggestion. And then looking ahead and a video wrap up. So what do we got? Oh, this was a sort of a warning story. Oh,
wow.
This was like an experiment that someone did where it's like you can upload images to see what it could figure out. But it had some kind of striking examples of like, where was it? Well, first I should paste this in the chat. So if anyone else wants to, if you want to read along, oh, that's not what I meant to paste there. That was the name of the thing we just looked up. Let's see if I can remember how to copy paste things. There we go. These are theyseeyourphotos.com. I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you want to see how scary accurate it can be, I mean, these are sample images that we can use. Here, let's try clicking one of these. It's like, what can an AI infer from an image? And in some cases, it can figure out exactly where the image was taken from because it's using some, what's in the background. Oh, it's a specific landmark and it's this far away.
That reminds me of this YouTuber that does the geocacher
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the AI version.
Yes.
And this article was interesting too because it's like, they're talking about how it works, and there's some kind of not so good associations that it was automatically coming up with, like, oh, this specific watch it saw. We won't read the comments, but there's that. There's it. Kind of a bummer article to start with. This is there's some positive notes here too, but this is the dangers of AI.
Yeah,
so
it's important to talk about.
You can see how, I mean, people have been saying this for years now, like, don't upload photos with like GPS metadata attached to it on social media. It seems like that is not enough now.
Yeah.
If you're sharing things publicly online, there's a good chance that it can be used to re-identify where you're at. Some things to, knowing that, what should you do? I've heard suggestions like, don't post vacation photos while you're on vacation. Like, don't let people know that you are out traveling somewhere where, you're away from other things. Or, there's just a ton of examples of, like, this kind of feeds into that whole safety online aspect. But you now have a tool where you can quickly show someone why they should do that. Let's go to the next one, though. Well, how much time are we? Ooh, whoa, okay. Oh, I haven't actually had a chance to read this one, but I thought it was really intriguing. Our brains are vector databases. Here's why that's helpful when using AI. And this is kind of like a long article, so let's see what ChatGPT can do with this. Since, we have it right here. Oh, I could have just pasted that, but explain this blog post like I'm 5 years old. And do not just go back with a here we go.
Okay.
I'll just read it. I think it'll be faster than having it.
When you think about something.
Okay, imagine your brain is like a super smart map.
Your brain uses
when you think about something like a toy or your favorite food, your brain uses little markers, we call them vectors, to figure out how everything is connected. So when you're trying to remember where you left your toy, your brain doesn't look through every single room like a robot would. It just quickly remembers similar things to help you find it.
Computers and robots also want to be smart like our brains.
Now computers and robots also want to be smart like our brains.
So they could understand words and ideas.
Maybe I was stretching it with the H5 thing. Maybe in 2014, Google made a special map for computers so they could understand words and ideas like humans do.
Reading,
is that talking about
asking questions? These are skills we already know.
Where did this
but we need to
2014
practice them in a new way so we can talk to computers better. 1.
It's important to go back and figure out
how... You need
to
understand not just words, but how computers think about those words. 2. Writing.
It's the first sentence.
You'll have to be very
in the
clear.
thing.
So computers can understand exactly what you mean.
The self-attention model.
Asking questions.
See, I thought it was
You'll
this.
You have to learn how to ask questions in a way that makes computers give you the best answers. The blog also says that it's
this
not
is different
about
than the GPT
it's about
paper,
working
which is
together
like
with them,
2017.
where you use your brain's creativity
the
and the computer's smart
model.
ways of finding patterns. By learning to communicate in this new way, we can do amazing things with both our minds and computers together.
The facts there. Okay. Okay, they made a special map for computers so they could understand words and ideas like humans do. This map uses numbers, show things related. All right, that's basically, this is a vector database. The blog talks about how in the future we'll need to get better at 3 things: reading, writing, and asking questions. These are skills we already know. But we need to practice them in new ways so we can talk to a computer better. Reading, you'll need to understand not just words, but how computers think about those words. When you write, you'll have to be very clear so computers can understand exactly what you mean, and asking questions. Okay, so I was going to say, this is just kind of like prompt engineering, sort of, but we're talking about it as through this is how brains work, and then working with computers and brains. Okay, this final paragraph here. The blog also says it's not about beating computers, it's about working together with them. You use your brain's creativity and the computer smarts to find patterns. Huh. Well, okay, what is this talking about? Mastering vector communication. All right, well, you can further peruse this over here in the chat. Huh. Wow, there's a lot. These headphones are picking up a lot of noise in the room, but thankfully it's not going through here. It's like soundbar is completely no sound when there's no sound, but I can hear the room noises. We need some background music for this stream because it is kind of it gets a little bit. Maybe I can find something really quick. AI background music generator. Beethoven. Okay. Sure. We gotta. There's gotta be like Say, wasn't there a Google one? Soundra, Canva. AI music. See, this one's probably already too old though. April 2024. I hummed the song and turned it into music. I'm afraid, well, it kind of makes sense. All of these are going to need a login to get to, I'm guessing. Maybe not. Genre. I think maybe it's this is a lo-fi study beat to, yeah. What do we do? Generate? It can't be that easy, can it? No, I can't.
Of course.
All right. Well, for next time, we'll get some AI music. I know of other ones. Unless Nick would like to suddenly spring it to an a cappella moment right now. I think we'll keep going with that. But this is interesting, though. Here, for anyone that wants to try and let us know. Here. I could see this being useful in the future. And by the way, we will try out... Oh, where to go? It's on my other screen here. Yep. I thought it was. I got too many laptops going on right now. Let's just see if this is... Whoa, hey! In a little while, we will go to... Oh, no. Oh, no, I see what has happened here. When I mirrored my screen. I think I mirrored my screen and it did not update. What's going on? Uh-oh. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to reattach that, I think. We seem to have lost our second monitor. Oh no! It's just completely crashing at this point. Okay, we had something like that. Well, OBS seems to have not enjoyed having that second laptop plugged in. This should be a PowerPoint. Oh, this is a logistical nightmare right now. And that is what happens when you do not have Office on your second computer. Says it's right there. These are mirrored. Okay, so this is definitely OBS being not working. We're gonna try clicking properties. However, this is not. No. I know this is thrilling as a person online watching. That's why we're gonna go with. Oh wait. Oh, it suddenly is working now. Sort of. So that's definitely the right source. Camlink 4K. Oh! Aha! This is what I wanted to do.
There we go.
Except it's kind of not meant to be the size of that screen. Okay, I got that back in place here. Yay! Okay, now it's working. Whew. All right. Clapping for the
Nice job.
editing later. New scene started. Wow. Okay. Well, I was gonna just preview this right now. This is coming later. Stop by in like a half hour. We're gonna go through these slides. And hope that this laptop does not go to sleep. I think that's what caused the problem. Okay, so the lesson of today is make sure that you have everything charged, including your laptop that you're going to use so it doesn't fall asleep when you're... Okay, back we are here. Okay, music generator. Not as useful as we hoped. Got some tabs. Oh, this is coming up later too, but we got Sora. This here. Let's get out of that one. Perhaps what we make will be added to this list. Actually, Nick, have you watched any of these?
I watched a couple.
You've seen a few?
I
Okay.
watched a couple.
Where's the one with the tiny people in the cupboard? I think is one of my favorites. I just want to fast forward to... I forgot there's like a specific art style that this was kind of going for. But yeah. Oh, this reminds me a little bit of another thing that I want to demo today. Let's get that open. Oh, we might have to log in. It was just like public releases today. It's like Whisk. Whisk AI, Google. Yeah. Here's another free demo people can try out, but I think we're gonna have to log in here. Oh, good. Okay. Let's see if I remember password here. Please work. Oh, worked. Okay. I do not need to save that. Previously, I read through all of these. This is about the privacy thing. Yes, this is all going to be reviewed by a person. You're an early adopter right now. Do not rely on this output for medical, legal, financial, or other professional advice. Yes. Okay, so here's the gist of it. It's like combining. It's doing some of the prompt engineering for you, basically.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen this at all.
And we're gonna go back and find. I think that's. Here's our adoptive cat. So it's gonna make a plush style version of. And I did this. The first one I did was sort of funny because I just had like a screenshot of a window. Sort of made sense at the time. And then it came back with like it worked.
Wow.
Yeah, open in the tool. So it's doing subject, scene, and style. And you can upload your own, or you can go in there and you can edit, this did not have a scene, so it could be a public library. Oh, if you can spell. In space. Let's see what. And it was fairly fast. Oh, it has this random generator thing too. Yeah. Was this today? It was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone should try it out. It is a lot of fun. Well, okay, what did you do? It gave us kind of like just a library, which is fine. What's this cat doing now? The cat is what?
Jumping.
Just jumping. Let's see what it does. Fairly fast. When I tested it earlier, like the one on the left for some reason just wasn't loading at all, but within a couple seconds it should have something here. But this is also kind of similar to something. So but it's got button eyes all of a sudden. That was, and I think the space thing just meant a lot of bare concrete in the wall. That's how they interpreted that.
Yeah, it's like in a spaceship or something.
But the lighting on this one's pretty good. I'm pointing at, see, it's got that more realistic lighting on this one.
This turned out slightly terrifying.
The eyes, we need to fix those eyes. But there's no way to do like a negative prompt in this one. If you're like, no button eyes. It should be styled tortoiseshell kitten plushie made of soft cuddly fabric. Button's eyes were in the okay.
Nice.
It's gonna work. This reminds me like, there we go.
That's better.
Fairly accurate. All of these tools are kind of turning into, I've said this before, it's all sort of turning into similar style things. This one in particular, though, with like the subject scene style sidebar, reminds me of that other one that was a Midjourney. What were they calling it? Story? Not world
builder.
World builder.
Yeah.
Also new within like the last week. Does this have a good? That's not what I meant to do. So this, okay, World Builder is kind of like Comfy UI plus Dolly, sort of. I'm not explaining it well. But all these tools are kind of getting similar, sort of like, it's all about organizing the ideas now and then having them, elements within your image generations, reapplying it and things. A collaborative whiteboard that stretches to infinity, filled with internet-connected ideas, images, and text. Huh. Well, let me share this one too. Just as soon as we figured out one, Comfy UI, we got another thing to try out now. This keeps going to their Substack thing. I think this is the video I saw earlier.
Yeah.
Which of course has an ad. Let's go through. Yep.
Let's jump in. Patchwork is a collaborative hit light bulb and this event. Right. So there's all.
I mean, what do we got here? These are different characters with their prompts and then images that go along with that. And you can kind of see how you could patch those together to get new scenes that use those characters.
Yeah.
It's all getting easier to like have consistency for them. This looked, again, just within the last week. All right. There's more in the list. And wow, look at this cat. Can I share this? There's going to be a way to, if you'd like to improve upon.
On the top right, there's a download.
There we go. Can favorite it. Now let's recall, what was it, like 3 or 4 months ago? There was another Google AI product that's also in the lab, which is now graduated. I think I have it later in here. Yay! New features and improvements. So Notebook LM is now like a paid thing. There's a plus subscription. New interface. I mean, the point I was trying to make is this did start as an experiment, and then people got a hold of it on social media and started doing podcasts about their LinkedIn pages, and it was over after that because it just spread like wildfire, it seems like. Yeah. I mean, the podcast feature, I think that was probably not planned, but once you start playing with that, you're like, yeah, this is useful. And who would have thought? Not just having the AI read back or summarize your blog post that you're giving it or PDFs or whatever, but have it like a virtual conversation. It's easier to digest somehow. So what? Well, looks like we would have to pay 5 times more audio overviews. So for the
So you can still get limited amounts for free, or
yeah,
okay.
yeah, this is like perfect segue, Nick. So, free for individuals, built with Gemini 2.0 upload, but you get more server space. Really customize the length of the notebook.
That seems to be the model that a lot of these AI companies are going for. That's similar to ChatGPT and Claude, and they'll give you a little bit for free, and then you can get a lot more if you pay them.
Which sounds great for library workshops until the
Yeah.
day when you've got 20 people in the room and you realize that it recognizes everyone's computer as one computer, like one account,
Yeah.
free account, and that's how we got a little bit.
All on the same Wi-Fi, and yeah.
We have the same IP address here because you're on a public Wi-Fi. Huh. I could see this being like, I don't know. I almost wish I had homework so that I could use this. I had an excuse to use it to like actually make notes for me. Oh, it does YouTube URLs now too. Wait a second. It does YouTube URLs? You say? Is this the... Okay. Here's what I wanted to go to. Notebook LM. Oh, here's all the sample ones. Let's... Huh, okay, I don't remember this before. I think it just said URL previously. Now it's gonna make a podcast about our AI storytelling people in the cupboard. The tiny people of the cupboard, the podcast.
Wow.
And a study guide. Who knows what will happen? These podcasts take a little while to... Okay, here's an automatic quiz about the story. Whoa! We got some... I forgot there's a twist in the story at the end, so there's some sabotage, some power dynamics, some cunning and hidden agendas and manipulation. There's one nasty character in the story, so wait, where did our podcast go? Let's go back. Generating conversation. This is gonna be great. I just know it. A serious discussion about the people in the cupboard. All right, well, that's doing that. Let's get...
The video is pretty short. Should we play it for context?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think...
In a bustling software company, there were very small people living
I'll do
inside
closed
a cupboard.
captioning.
They were a
'cause
community
it's
of
playing
tiny
through-
beings who had built their homes inside the dark
Looking at us
recesses
right
of
now,
the
but
cupboard's
you don't
walls.
have the voiceover.
They had their own houses, markets, and even a tiny library filled with books made from scraps of paper.
2 minutes long.
Their world was a secret, hidden from the busy humans who worked in the company. They had learned to coexist
Hidden from
in
the busy
harmony,
humans.
staying away from the prying eyes of the humans who would unknowingly destroy their homes. They had their own set of rules and customs, and they had found a way to thrive in their miniature world. One day, a new employee
They
joined
found a
the
way to
company,
thrive in
a
their
young
miniature
woman named
world.
Sarah. She was curious and observant, and she quickly noticed the small people scurrying around the office. She followed them one day
there's a
and found their hidden
nice
community
little
inside the cupboard.
PowerPoint
The tiny
transition
people were
slide
afraid
thing.
at first, but Sarah was cunning and manipulative. She promised to keep their secret and asked them to do her bidding in exchange for protection. Sarah started visiting the tiny community often, bringing them scraps of food and books to read, but she had a hidden agenda. She wanted to use
So do the
small
tiny
people's
people
skills
have to
gain an
read tiny
advantage over
books,
her colleagues
or
in the
was
company.
it like...
She forced them to spy on her coworkers, steal
'Cause those
confidential
exist, too. I've
documents, and
seen
sabotage projects. The
one
small
place I
people
entered
soon
at one time, they
realized
had a
that Sarah was
collection
not
of
their
small,
friend,
miniature
but a
books
greedy
of
and selfish
things.
human who only cared about her own
So this was
interests.
created by a
They
patron,
hatched
right,
a
at the
plan to
last
expose her and save their community.
storytelling
Yeah.
program?
They managed to
Yeah.
steal
Okay.
Sarah's phone and found evidence of her evil deeds. They presented it to the company's management, and
With
Sarah
like
was fired. From that day on, the
Probably,
tiny people of the cupboard software company were safe
I don't know,
from
Dolly
harm,
2?
and they learned to be
Like,
more
one of the
cautious
earlier ones. So you
humans
can
who
really
lived in
see,
the
like,
wilderness. They knew that not all humans were kind,
you know, some of the
and
characters
that
are
they
not
had
quite
to protect their
there, or
community from
like,
those who
we've
sought to
got,
exploit them.
Yeah.
no, that was the,
When we do this program again, I think with the current tools,
yeah,
it'll really be
yeah.
it'll be interesting to go back and kind of compare the two and look at it like that.
How can we,
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah, bring it on.
We're diving into something
I
kind of
can't
wild
hear it
today.
either.
Okay.
That's a
A
problem.
YouTube video titled
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm just going to share this link to this podcast because we can't hear it on the stream right now because logistics, but I just want to save this. You now have it in chat to forever listen to. Hopefully it's accurate. It's 6 minutes long.
6 minutes for a less than
It's a
2-minute
6 minute
video.
yeah, and there's some suggested questions of like, what are the ethical implications of human tiny person interaction? What societal structures and survival strategies exist within the cupboard?
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, they were in a foreign software. See, I don't know. I think it might have inferred some things here. Oh, how does it go to?
What was the transcript?
So, okay, yeah, that podcast that I just linked to might have some fallacies in there because this transcript is not perfect, it looks like. Although this kind of, I remember reading some of this, but it looks like it just took the transcript directly. Or the closed cap.
Yeah, I was wondering if it just used the transcript or if it somehow listens to the video.
It didn't redo like the voice to text at all. It just copied from there.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, that definitely saves some time because I've had to do things before, like you're adding a source in here, and then if you are the owner of the YouTube account, you can go in there and you can download the closed captioning, like the subtitle file. But if I can just do it direct from here. Okay. Once again, we're a little sidetracked here, but that was entertaining. And I don't know where this came from. This was an autoplay. Okay. You'll just have to listen to the rest of the story to hear. Right, now we got Sora. We're talking about that. Since we are running shorter on time, AI agent development, I think we'll skip that one. Oh, this we kind of already talked about. There's some new things here. Wait, what was this? Disappointing citations. Citations produced by ChatGPT after it was asked to identify the source of samples. Though OpenAI emphasized its ability to provide users timely answers with links to relevant web sources, the company makes no explicit commitment to ensuring the accuracy of those citations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they actually, well, let's, I think this might be worth reading through. The gist of it, it seems, it was like, we being the people, the researchers of this article, they sat down and they tested all of the sources in these replies and saw that it was not as good as you might hope. But I commend their effort of testing it. We did look at, what was it called? It was like Brainstorm, or like, there was this one. This got around the citation problem in a specific way that I do not remember.
Interesting.
But there was, I think they're talking about like just is like a search tool in general, in which I also had another article that was talking about this somewhere. Where was it? Oh, we're jumping ahead here. Search. Right now I'm gonna search for the word search, and then we'll find. Oh, okay. Search related things. Something about Reddit. Something about Reddit in AI searching, and then there was another one here. Oh, did that not go through? Last week. On Monday last week.
This one's interesting because I actually type Reddit after a lot of my Google searches.
Yeah.
So this is sort of filling in that gap. It sounds like. I mean, I haven't read this, but
so this is within Reddit. Is a Reddit answers.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That sometimes forums and Reddit is like the best source for information, especially if it's very subjective. You're like, what's a good place to get food next to this hotel?
Exactly.
Like, you find a list of, here's the top 20 places to go in Boston, according to some person 3 months ago. Like that. Although, I have to say the one, I'm actually drawing from a recent experience. The one place that it did mention, they failed to mention that you needed a car to get there. It wasn't walkable. But that was also kind of true. I could have refined my prompt a little bit. Well, let me paste this one into chat too. So on the one hand, we've got stuff like that happening, but then search will change profoundly in 2025. What could that mean? They're using someone else's models. Try to think of a good equivalent to that for like other tech companies, or just like in general.
Yeah.
It's like the EV maker who's like, well, do they make their own batteries?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it their own AI model? Okay, but what's he saying here? We are at the earliest stages of a profound shift. Oh, well, they're talking about the new Gemini model. There was another one too. What did they just announce? It was like Mariner? Yeah. I wonder if this could have something to do with it. Because, what? Didn't mean to type that. Wait, where'd it go? Chris could type today. Yes, go to the thing that I clicked. Could this somehow be related to search changing profoundly? So when was this? This was on the 11th. The last article was 2 days before, on the 9th, right? Am I going crazy here? No, earlier, it was like a week earlier. Then a week later, they're like, oh, by the way, we have this new AI agent thing that works in Chrome, takes control of your Chrome browser, moves the cursor on screen,
Wow.
clicks buttons. This sounds exactly like the Claude thing that we were talking about 2 weeks ago, where it's like having it, or that Arc browser thing that was also 2 weeks ago. It's like AI agent is the browser kind of idea. And yeah, what are they calling it? A fundamentally new UX paradigm shift. Wasn't there a joke about the paradigm? I don't remember. I want to say it was actually in that HBO show, Silicon Valley, but I might be just... Nowadays, everything reminds me of that, so that's not such a good comparison. Yeah, replacing things like whole shopping cart systems and I mean, I guess there's not much we can say about this other than they've said that it's on the way. But is there something we can actually test out right now? It is unclear. What do they got on their site? A research prototype. Ooh. Okay, everyone, you gotta sign up.
Well,
Here, sign up to be a tester for this. I did sign up for the other one they just announced, which was like the Sora competitor. They have their own image generation one too. And on top of that, we're right in the middle of, it's like what OpenAI called it, like the 12 days of shipments or something. They're releasing new features, 12 days of OpenAI. What have we? Let's recount the days. GPT search, projects, advanced voice with Santa mode. I forgot about that. There's a Santa mode for voiceover.
I didn't see that.
Apple Intelligence, Canvas, the kind of... This was for paid accounts, and now it's for all accounts. And Sora, that's the one that we can try out. Fine-tuning research program. 01, and that's how it started. Well, it is 5 o'clock. I think I'm going to take a quick water break, and we'll be back here in a couple minutes, and we will go to this one. The button worked. Yay. It actually worked. All right, let me mute all our microphones here. And I'm gonna unmute myself so that people know that something's happening. We have currently moved our screens to the wrong screen, and now Chris is trying to figure out where his mouse went. So then okay. So my mistake was doing that one. And now we're trying to make all 3 screens be the same screen. But it will only let me mirror. Okay, I think this is going to do it. No? All right. Yeah, now all 3 screens are the same screen. Okay, that was way more difficult than it should have been. No, and then I just full screened it and it went away. Okay, we're just gonna have to do it with the notes on the side too, because it was working. Okay, we gotta unmute some things here. And I have a microphone for...
Welcome, Melissa.
See. Yay! I can hear you. So, Melissa, my current problem is that I have these headphones on and I can hear everyone's voice coming back a second time. So if I seem stranger than usual, you know why. It's because I've got like this weird like 2 millisecond delay thing happening. Maybe if I go one ear out, it sort of helps.
I won't try to mess with you too much.
Okay.
Much.
All right. So we were gonna. I think we can actually write a story right now, but first let's just go through the slides here. And for people, specifically librarians who have emailed about this program in the past, here it is online for the first time. So yeah, this is something we've done 2 or 3, I think 3 versions of this workshop here. And wow, okay, this is not gonna work with the headphone thing like that. How does it work? Oh, and I gotta do screen here. So we would start out with welcome to the reboot room, which is where we are right now, where we're streaming. Very appropriate. Things you'll need, and of course this would be over in our event description. Most people, I'd say like 90% of our workshop users are coming with a laptop, or they've got some other access to a computer to try these things out. But of course, a lot of things we're trying out, we're using this workshop too, works in a browser. A lot of them are free. You could do this anywhere with internet for the most part. The hardest thing will be editing at the very end. So yeah, that's the second category here. It's like video software. You're gonna need some way to stitch all these things together at the end of the, you know, your image generation and voice generation and things. Oop, and that's the wrong keyboard again. Okay, and so here's where we would then ask the room to, you know, sort of identify your digital literacy skills, we'll say. So the idea was to make it so that and people are splitting up into small groups to work on this project. So making sure that there's no group where it's like everyone's lost, or a group where it's only all the video editors all decided to work on their own project and not help out the rest of the room. So a little bit of mix and match, using Post-it notes or whatever medium. I think we use stickers for this one. And yeah, okay, forming teams. No more than 2. So remember, reds are the power users, so we gotta split them up so that they're not giggling in the corner, which is what happened in my workshop I was in. Having a little bit too much fun. Okay, 11 labs. We actually don't need this anymore because we've got that built into ChatGPT. However, I don't know if free ChatGPT users have voice I want to double check this. And actually, let me write a little note here. I think free accounts, at least with the phone version, do have some sort of voice input.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this either. I'm always logged in.
So I guess worst case scenario is we could keep using the 11 labs, their beta to sign up. It's just another account that people have to create in order to get through this. So if they can do it with their own ChatGPT free account, that'd be nice. Okay. Well, there's a login for this one. Stable Diffusion Playground. Wouldn't have to use that, but let's see if this link still works. Oh, okay. I could probably still use this one. I think they've changed their website since last time, but okay. So create a story, either a poem, 200-word story. Here's an example. Break the text into chunks. And so now we can actually do all of this with the canvas thing. Turning it into an image. Okay, a narration. Oh, okay. We may want to prep people for the voices that they have access to with these different tools, right? So like right now with maybe it's just the pro ones, but you can get a Santa Claus voice currently in the paid ChatGPT one. 11 Labs might actually have more voices because that's kind of their specialty. So make a note here. It'd be cool to have like a voice sampler or something in here to be like, here's the depending on what you want it to sound like, or add a voice sample.
Wasn't there something about like Scarlett Johansson and
Oh,
her voice?
yeah. What was the name of that one? It was like Sky.
Yeah.
I think was the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they got rid
Was
of
a
that
lawsuit or something?
quickly.
Yeah.
So they had asked her permission to do that, and she said no, and then they did anyway, and they're like, oh, it's not really your voice, but it totally was her voice, and then it just kind of all dissolved. I haven't heard anything since then, but yeah, some of them maybe there's some other AI generator things where people have licensed their voice for it, and it's a little less like, we're kind of sensitive topic, especially with like deceased actors and things. Like that's definitely been out there for a while in Hollywood, that aspect. Other sites with voice. Okay. Okay, here's our interlude about diffusion models. And for this one, I'm thinking back to, there was like a staff event we did. I gotta remember talking to the microphone. There was a staff event here, again in this room, and I totally glossed over this part because it's really hard to explain what a diffusion model is until you see, like, if a person can kind of see this in motion and understand like that, like, what is it, steps 1 to 2, like how are these connected? I'm afraid this just looks like a bunch of blobs on a screen. Like it's a little less obvious about how this is working, so maybe there's some sort of like animation or video that would help with that. And yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention we're workshopping as we do the workshop. So I could see this being like a really cool sort of explainer though. And you know, at the time when we made these slides, I don't know if there were as many sort of like, here's the, and this is going kind of in reverse too. So steps 1 to 40. Yeah. Okay, moving on though. Okay, key concepts here. Models, prompts, seeds, steps. Anything that is missing from here that
I guess it depends. Well, I mean, I guess this is just in general, right? We're not.
And I don't remember if there's another slide with like key concepts for other parts of like the voice generation part, the text generation. Concepts for other. Okay, then we got tips on creating good prompts. You know, at the time, I think the artist name was that did work, but we might want to test that too because I know newer versions of DALL-E and stuff. It's like I can't do anything based on Van Gogh, but I can generate an image in a similar painting style that Van Gogh used. Like it gets kind of
Okay.
That gets a little tricky. Maybe different example for artist or art style, let's say. Yeah, actually with the new thing of where was it? Oh, you can't see it on the screen. The whisk one that we just tried.
Oh yeah.
That kind of does some of the style stuff for you because you can upload a reference image and then it'll use that to. So far, this one feels like it has the most work we could do with like examples to show here's the consequences of these different sort of image generation setups. Okay. I said this was going to be a quick one, but we're actually, well, we're getting up to 20 minutes now with this. Wait, I just skipped in here. Example prompts. We've been doing this a lot on stream, so I think that'll be fine. Creating images. Then we're going step by step with each scene that we've created. Open up a video app, create a project. Oh, this was interesting too. Okay, this stuff about like the image size, the pixel dimension stuff, that needs to be updated also because I forgot what the default is for. Okay, let's add a note. Double check the. So I think we wrote not possible in iMovie because certain video editors will only do like it can only do widescreen now, or it wants to flip it to be like a phone portrait mode or landscape or that thing.
Okay.
So that is a tricky part, especially for people who are not doing a lot of video editing. And then we had a USB drive. That's pretty easy. Okay, here's the fun part though, because I think it was a 2-hour workshop, and then we spent like the last half hour talking about like what came up as you're doing these storytelling, AI storytelling. I mean, this could be, we could definitely have more questions or. I'm just gonna write a note. Any thoughts about, what are your thoughts on these thoughts? Because I mean, it could definitely add more.
Did you feel like there needed to be more when you ran this program previously?
So the initial reaction, that first question, and then maybe a little more emphasis on like, what do you plan to use this with? What are you gonna do with the AI next?
Yeah.
Because like having everyone in the same room, just like brainstorming ideas like that, especially for the folks who are like completely new to using these tools and they're kind of, I mean, I remember this feedback. It's like they have trouble, newer folks will have trouble like describing the image that they want to make in the image generator. Or, I mean, another version of that would be like, how do I fit this into the computer work that I'm already doing?
Yeah.
Like, not everyone is going to use these tools to make AI videos, but like maybe breaking it apart again and being like, okay, looking at each separate thing that they did, the sort of the text generation, the image generation, audio generation, combining that to the video, something along those lines. How can I write that as a note? Like,
sort of like emphasizing each separate,
yeah, the
mediums.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
The mediums and combinations of things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, should we write a story now? Do we have any ideas? Because I think I'm gonna switch the screens back, and then we'll go back into our ChatGPT over here, which will only take a moment because I'm just unplugging one thing, plugging it back. That to go back there.
Yep.
And then if I go like this, okay, now we're looking at that on the stream. And okay. And how do I get the canvas? I want to try this with the canvas thing. Write a short story about. I have an idea preloaded in case.
Okay.
But is there anything that jumps to mind right now that? It can't be about cats though, because we've used that one already once on stream today.
I don't have anything off the top of my head.
This one, so the last one I did was based on a person who was not named. This next one is also based on a person sort of named, but I don't think anyone will be able to guess it. So, okay, this is a short story about a Tasmanian devil who likes a lot of sugar in their coffee. And I spelled it wrong, but sugar loving Taz. I wonder if Taz will read this. We'll see. Okay, draft and refine on the spot. Make it short. Let me get this short story is already a little too lengthy for our audience here. Okay, add an emoji, translate to kindergartner. Can do it all right on the canvas. Got it. Cool. Okay. Rewrite this at a 4th grade rating level. And it will do that? I haven't seen this in person yet, so it's doing like a slow, like, well, people on YouTube can see this in real life. This is kind of funny how it's slowly rewriting each sentence here. Once upon a time in the forest of Tasmania, there was a Tasmanian devil named Tazzy who loved sugar. Not a little sugar, he loved it in his coffee and used it so much. Okay, I think this needs a little more plot though.
Yeah.
This is just a script that we got some backstory. Okay. What happens to we need a story arc here. The character in the story. One day. Wait, did I mention? Decides they're more into tea now. Okay. Sort of similar. 1 scoops, 2 scoops, 3 scoops, 4. Wow, we got a little catchphrase to go along with it. Okay. A wombat. I like it this way, he said. But then one day, something terrible happened. Uh-oh. Who took my sugar? Tazzy shouted. Okay, and we got some things about sharing. Okay, she took some pause. Okay, we can work with this. It's not the best story in the world, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we could take this whole thing. Right, we're happy, sort of happy with this. So the thing with Canvas was being able to just mark up a part and be like, need a stronger, more robust intro paragraph. Does that work? I'm pretty sure it's just gonna rewrite this. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Deep in the misty green forests of Tasmania, where shadows dance beneath the tall trees. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Great. Okay. Let's do the same thing down here. Like, really, really dramatic ending that surprises even the author. Let's see if that works. Something unexpected happened. What? What? You have unlocked the sweetness of the universe. For your love of sugar, you are now its guardian. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, we are going to take all of this now that we've really jazzed it up. And we're going over here, and I think maybe I'm going to use this one model and say, turn this story into several storyboard illustrations. And see what it does. So I'm hoping that this will just give us the prompts to use for, or at least like the general idea of what's going on with this. Okay, here we go. Panel 1. Tall eucalyptus trees loom overhead. Panel 2. Okay, there's a lot of panels. Okay. Turn each panel into an image generation prompt. Please. We gotta be polite to the robots.
Oh yeah.
So, okay. This is gonna work. Okay, and now we're gonna go there. And I hear... we want to go like that. No, no. Oh. This is new. They've suddenly made us start to use that to say, okay. Uh-oh. Due to what? This is not acceptable. There is nothing that is... There's nothing in here that we cannot... Maybe it was a little too close to a certain Warner Brothers
that's what I was
license.
thinking.
Tazzy's a little too much like Taz the other. But maybe okay. Let's see if we can convince OpenAI that we are our intentions are pure and we are not infringing on any copyright. Why do you say this? Explain yourself. Certain policy restrictions, I know. Well, okay, I'll play your game. Sure, adjust the prompt. Not taking no for an answer. This robot. What did it come up with, though? Oh, okay. Well, that is a breathtaking image, we'll say. Oh, let's try it over in that other what's it called? Whisk? Did I get into that? Just because I have a feeling that this will be easier for us to use as like examples. Start from scratch. Okay, the subject is... Oh, how are we going to do this? Subject, scene, style. We're just winging it right now. We're just going to do the same. Let's see what it does. I mean, the whole idea with Whisk is that you're able to kind of get those elements on the screen and then you can add or subtract. That was very similar to what... Okay, but we should do something with the style. It shouldn't just be the same thing. So the example I saw before was like claymation. What? Did I spell it wrong? Is that what I... No, it doesn't like this one. Well, we've learned the thing to not do is to use the same prompt for all three. But I think we can...
Maybe for the subject part, you could cut out
Yeah.
some of the beginning part. Oh, it actually separated it for
did.
you. Interesting.
Oh, okay, okay. If we go back to... what would be a good place to do this? Maybe in the original one? Describe Tazzy. Oh, this might be a little too close to... Oh, so okay, I should not have done this. Although this is a new feature too. Look at that. It highlighted Oh, wow. Huh.
Wow.
It's doing like some very advanced find and replace highlighting here. Maybe in this one we could say. Okay. Look, we got some random stuff thrown in there too. Okay, I think this will work if we just take that and then go back over here. I was in the right one, I think. Huh. Okay. So now we've got our character. And the style, well, okay, I can just unselect that style. Move it. Okay, too many windows open now. Let's close some windows. Actually, can we use this as a style? What's that gonna do? And thank you, The Verge, Laura Norman, for. Okay. I just gotta see what this. Oh wait, did it save it as an unusual format or something?
Oh,
Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, we just screenshotted it. Okay. Oh, hey, there's a Minecraft one too. Okay, desktop. Oh, I just didn't scroll down enough. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Let's go back to our prompt here with our scenes. Wait, where'd it go? Panel 1 prompt. I guess this still applies. Who knows?
this will be interesting.
And then it does 2 versions of it. I mean, okay, so in the context of the workshop, if people are using similar character scene style and then it's just about coming up with what did we just do? I think maybe we gotta get rid of the style one.
Yeah.
Try that again. I don't know, what the T for Taz, and he's got a little hat on all of a sudden. Okay.
It's wearing a suit.
Yeah, I like the just the fact that it keeps like it's widescreen images and it's keeping the history of things and there's a lot less scrolling. Like when you're doing that in here, you end up going back like scroll. See the different examples here. Huh. And it's just kind of like a painting style thing going on.
Yeah.
But okay. Panel number 1, and should probably name these. I remember that being the other difficult thing. Is at the end of this, you got like 20 images in a folder. If people are not organizing them as they're going, then they get lots of problems.
Yeah.
There's no way to. What does this do? It can't ask you to rename it. They just gotta go in the folder. They gotta find. Okay. Panel 1. And let's go back here. Okay, panel number 2.
This is very user friendly compared to like something like Comfy UI. So
Yeah.
a lot smaller of a learning curve.
It is slower. Well, hey. Okay.
That wasn't bad.
It's doing a really good job keeping that scene like consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we would say save that. Let's do one more. Well, I think you get the general idea of things, but let's. It started up. And the lighting too. That's what's really scary now. Wow. Wow, okay. Time's flying by when you're having fun. I want to try one more, which is like that Sora thing. Let's get that.
Okay.
And okay, here's where we lost it.
Yeah,
We had same style, and then we kind of. Oh, you know what? Could we just upload one of the first images and keep using that as the... Would that work?
maybe.
And then just redo the prompt again? All right, while that's doing that, let's... Sora.com. Did I log in already? Did. Here's okay. This was not a successful first test image, but everyone now with a pro account, at least you get access to the video. Can I upload an image? Oh, I can. Okay, you're not free. You agree with all this, it writes media, misuse of media. Okay. Okay, no people. Got it. No people involved. Let's see what it does. So I've heard the trick is using, if you're doing this in video generation, like you create a video, you grab the end frame or the last frame, and you can keep feeding it back into the image generator to get more and more scenes. We have not tried out the storyboard thing yet, but I'm just gonna, well, will it animate it without any prompt? I guess that's what we're finding out right now. It did a little bit better, but I mean, if we go here to here, suddenly he has a hat on. No hat. Was there a hat in the prompt though? Oh, see, it keeps throwing in weird like extras though. He's wearing a slightly tilted old-fashioned hat. Not in the story, isn't it? Okay. Huh. That's so strange. You got to be careful about the adding a little extra there. Okay. All right. I was not expecting that. But I mean, the first like, well, I don't. What are these? What's that bird doing right there? It surprisingly added a little bit of motion to this. It could be usable, except for that last part. And then what? You download the watermark version of it. This one's totally bizarre, but yeah, they can't all be winners, right? They're gonna have a few tests here. Huh. View variations. I mean, it's definitely, there are some mistakes there. Gosh, I didn't. Let's go back here. Huh. Yeah, those birds were there the whole time. I did not notice the birds at all until
Yeah.
it started to animate it.
The description said hummingbirds, and then
Oh,
it's other types of birds. And it's interesting too how like Tazzy like shrunk down to the size of the cup.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
first one.
yeah. Yeah. Here's where we need the comfy UI, that
Yeah, the character
character stuff.
consistency.
Or maybe like in this part, the subject, we need to have like a, it's standing next to like a, I don't know, a scale or something.
Yeah.
Or can you do multiple like reference images? That would also, huh? Multiple subjects.
We could potentially adjust the prompt too.
Is this a new character that has suddenly joined? Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of a. Let's see if we can. Oh, a small bee watches in disbelief. Okay, what happens when we add more characters in here? Oh, and then you could just like add or subtract characters in there. Okay. Bees. Huh. Thinking. What does this one do over here? Recut, remix, blend, loop. Oh, this is the editor thing. Huh. Yeah, it does not understand how birds flap their wings. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Disease, coffee, habit. Did I do that right? I think, yeah. Okay, so we got the style of that first image we generated in a similar scene with those two characters. Fascinating. And we wait. Huh. Okay, and I guess that's because the references has to let Tazzy in there, but
Yeah.
huh.
So, yeah, I wonder if we removed Tazzy from the scene and the style, if it would work better.
Can I edit this in here? No.
Oh, you could get rid of the Tasmanian devil part, maybe, and just have
yeah.
the.
It's funny how it kind of did that for us in a
Yeah,
way.
it
Like,
is. Yeah.
it broke it apart. Okay, well, since we're getting short on time, the next parts of the workshop We would use ChatGPT over here to, okay, go back to our short story, Sugar Loving Taz. And can we have it? This might not work, actually. I'm not sure how you would. Advanced voice mode. Oh, here's all the
Hey, how's it
different
going?
Hi there.
voices
I
that
just
are
want
in
to
here now.
Hey, hi there.
Hey. Hi. Hi there.
Or
I
was
just
it?
want to.
There's
Hello.
a Santa one.
Ho! Happy holidays!
I guess I'll have.
Going
Okay.
over my nice
I don't think there's a
list,
way to
and
download
you're just
the
person
audio
I want to
voiceover,
talk to.
like it talking, but a way to. No, let's just ask it. It must be downloading it. Because we can definitely have it talk, like speak through whatever is in the chat, but I think there's no way to download. Is there a way to download as a file? Using a browser extension. Ooh, okay. This is not as easy as... I mean, the way we did before was just go to that website, copy paste the story, and then out comes an MP3 file that could be edited. And then I was like, oh, it'll be easier. We can just do the voice generation in ChatGPT to do this. But that's not, like, you need an extension. There's got to be an easier way. Okay, and so the next pain point is then getting everything organized, things with file names, and then throwing that all into like an iMovie or another video editor. And that takes the longest time. Like, especially if you need to go back, change things, this is where like having the file names all figured out and matching and stuff, that's or just having a much shorter story. Like the one we just came up with was what, like 13 panels long. Or was it? Even keeping track of these chats. Yeah, a prompt for each one. Although we could, I mean, making these does not take that much time if we're happy with each prompt. Does there need to be like a word limit or like a timing limit?
In the original or in
think
the
they were-
PowerPoint, I think you put like a 200 word limit or
Did
something.
it? Okay, we're definitely not within that. Oh, yeah, this is kind of... Something else. Yeah, what's the word count on this thing? No. Wait, what happened here? Well, that escalated quickly, it muttered. We didn't get to see the... How did it end the story? Okay. Word counter. How many words are in... Yeah, okay, that was a little bit extreme. But we could just go back and be like, make this, whoop. Oh, no. make this short. Great story, but make this. Okay, that's where we ended today. I can't believe it's already 6. Like,
Yeah.
flies by.
does.
We had some. Oh, look at this. Here's our 200-word version of this. Although that looks like it's maybe a little too short.
Yeah. We could do some testing, maybe.
I like that it added characters in there too that were not part of the original. Anyway, we let's see, have 2 more streams throughout the end of the year. Let's go back to our website here. Just to remind you how did you end up on this YouTube channel? What am I watching? What's going on? We're here at the AI Help Desk. Hosted here in the reboot room. And let's see, next Monday, yes, we got this coming up, and then on December 22nd, for Teens and Tweens. This is also waitlisted now, but you could get in line, but the event is full, so I'm sorry to advertise if you didn't get in the first group. But yeah, just a few more here. See you back here next Monday, same time, same place. And thank you again to Nick and Melissa, who are not here on screen, but they are here in spirit. You can hear their voices right now on the internet. Okay, I think that's enough.
Thanks for having
me.
us.
Yeah.
All right.